Hey, everybody. The cackling hyena over there we'll get to in just a second, because welcome to the second version of this episode of WKRP in Montrose. Somebody's mic is turned off on purpose because he has something.
Want me to explain what's happening.
Because he has something that he wants to say. I'm going to turn it on now just so that he doesn't lose his ever-loving mind. Okay. So, Rob, do you have something that you want to say?
Yes, now I do.
Okay.
Well, I was waiting for you to do the fake, the introduction. Welcome to WKRP. And then I was going to jump in and say, welcome back to our guest. And the reason is, this is the second take at this. Would you care to tell the people why this is the second take? Big D.
My Apple computer crashed.
No.
Steve Jobs, call me from the afterworld.
You messed up.
How did I mess up?
I don't know. All your job is to do is push about 6 buttons, and you messed it up.
I've met this couple outside of this room, and they act the same way, everybody.
Yeah, it's not even embarrassing.
Can we?
It's not like.
Can we just address the fact that he referred to us as a couple?
Well, you are my work wife.
That's what your real wife says.
Right.
This is not the way to start a podcast, by the way.
I feel like it was the way to start it.
This is the way to start this podcast.
It's like the anti-podcast. Everyone else is super polished and
they don't have to watch the dumpster start on fire. They just get to turn the corner and there's a dumpster fire. So
honestly, you're exactly. Right. Hey. They don't get to set it on fire. That's all the fun.
No, you set your own dumpster on fire.
That's right. Damn it.
You don't want to watch a hobo sat there for 30 minutes trying to start the fire, which is basically what you did.
That is the exact thing that you want to do. Have you ever?
No, you don't want to watch the fire start. You don't want to watch this. Oh, it's not won't light. It won't light. It won't catch on fire. It won't catch on fire. Yeah. You want to turn the corner into this monstrosity.
All right. So yes.
So the cat's out of the bag.
Somehow, some way,
the raccoon is out of the dumpster.
I screwed up what might have been one of the best WKRPs that we've done to date by somehow crashing my own computer. That was exactly how it happened.
There should be a penalty.
Yeah. Well, there's not.
There should be a penalty of some kind.
I do feel like I should do the lead-in, though.
Yeah, do it again.
I haven't heard it yet.
Well, we haven't done any official one.
Okay.
Like, we don't have a do-do-do-do-do. Like,
jingle.
We don't have a jingle yet.
Okay.
We might need to get a jingle written. You know anybody who can write a song?
Do I know any? I do. I don't know.
I don't think we can afford him.
Hey, my going rate for jingles is $1 per second. So
$1 per second. No problem.
We got a short jingle coming up then.
Yeah.
Here it is. Ding. Yeah, there we go.
That's it. Yeah. Wow.
Where's that dollar bills, yo?
Dollar.
See? It's good. We're coming full circle. We didn't even have to worry about starting it again.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to give away all
Well, they don't
secret.
know. Okay, listen. This is why it should be. All right, fine.
You want to know the full story? Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. We do have the audio from it.
I know what you're thinking.
Okay.
Rob's shameless.
Rob isn't shameless.
No, I mean, I am absolutely shameless. Give me your money.
Hey, somebody's got to be.
Do you have a preferred opening that I should share?
No, whatever you've been doing.
I mean, I feel like this one is just perfect to kind of bring it in. Maybe even after that, right there.
Whole lot of trouble indeed. Nice. I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Won't you come for me? I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Whole lot of trouble indeed. I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
He's getting into it. He's getting into it.
I mean.
So the people won't be privy to the stuff that we lost in the first 30 minutes. There were several things that I said you should not do anymore.
Right.
I'm adding that head bob weave thing to it.
I mean, I don't know. That's good. Like I'm at a stoplight listening to a jam and I want to dance.
It got me. It got me a lady that I've been married to for 20 years. I think it's got a little bit of.
Was it that? We're getting your wife on here. That would be awesome.
She'll tell you. I don't even have to brag. That's like
Oh, she's not here.
Just ask. Yeah. So, there you go.
All right. And now the funny. I don't know where to start because we started. Well, okay. So
our guest.
Just gotta shake the edge of sketch. Start over.
Yeah.
Cousin Curtis.
Hey.
Now.
Cousin Curtis.
Hi.
Cousin Curtis.
Yes.
thank you for joining us again on WKRP in Montrose.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Honor and a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you.
Through the warm-up act.
So the things that people missed, I don't know. We do a really fast recap.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a tour coming up.
Yes.
You're going to be in several locations.
Yes.
You're going to be gone for a little bit, but you'll be back in Colorado.
Yes.
And we talked about like middle of June.
Yeah, intermittently. Right? So like middle of June, and then again in July, then again in August and in September. So we're trying to like continue to always come back to Colorado because that's the home base. And then from there we go everywhere. It's nuts. It's so cool. It's so very exciting. We just finished up an 11-week long tour, 33 or 34 shows between March 1st and, when did I get back? 11 weeks after March 1st. How about that? Mm-hmm. Math. So it was great. We canvassed basically from Colorado all the way out east and hit as many places and markets that we could. Some were familiar, some were brand new to us. And it was an absolute dream. It was a blast, man. We had a blast.
So they can find tour dates on cousincurtis.com.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
And check them out. Make sure, especially here in Montrose, if you ever get a chance to come to one of Cousin Curtis's performances, you do not want to miss it.
And I'll say this,
and you're touring with your partner, Harrison B.
Yeah, Harrison B's the man.
And he is the man.
Yeah.
He plays a wicked electric guitar.
Yes, he does.
Some of the things that we covered, we talked about Root Stomp. I won't make you go through it again.
Oh, we can go through
it. You guys can Google it.
No, we'll go through it.
We're kind of go through it again? Actually, let's do this. So Root Stomp would like that's where we started, and now we're really looking at like, yes, that's where we might be, but we are graduating. We are taking all of this time on the road and these songs and the new material that we've been working on. Like it's in its infancy right now, but it's really moving on to more of like a rock Americana soul vibe. It's just those are words and that other people have thrown our way. Like we used to say Root Stomp. It's like blues and bluegrass, had a baby, that kind of a thing. And that, I'm not poo-pooing that because that's definitely like part of it. And like, it actually is like where we both kind of came from, is from that world. And then individually and then coming together, we're trying to just create something that is uniquely ours. And it's weird when you start throwing genres around because you can't, unless you really want to be like, I play country, right? I play rock and roll. I play this, I play that. And that's not necessarily what we're doing. We're not letting the words and like the definitions of those words create our identity. We want to do that on our own. And in that way, we're having a lot of fun reaching out to audiences that might enjoy an aspect of what we do, and then we rope them in and show them how fun it is and like hang out and enjoy. And it's like, you don't listen to country, fine. Do you listen to rock and roll? Do you listen to the blues? Right. You might still enjoy this, like that kind of thing. It's fun. It's been a really it's been a learning experience.
Well, the reason why we had that short conversation about Root Stomp is the fact that when you go to one of your performances, you really can't. It's like it's almost audience participation. There's a little bit of like you don't find yourself in a scenario where you're not stomping your feet or clapping your hands. I don't care what kind of genre of music you like. Yeah. But it's such an inclusive like feeling. Like I remember one of the first times that I heard you play, I heard you from a distance.
All right, on.
And I was like, oh shit, I got to go check out whoever's playing that. And by the time I got there, like people were up stomping their feet and clapping their hands. And it's like the minute like you get there, you've got to be a part of that. And so that's probably one of my favorite things about you and your music is that it's a very feel good time and you really enjoy the experience that you're at when you're listening to Cousin Curtis play. And Harrison B plays a mean electric guitar. I'm not going to limit his talents to that.
No.
But he definitely plays a mean.
Well, he's a great singer too. I mean, I think the last time I saw you was at Blue Corn, and he did a couple of songs, at least, and he's fantastic, incredible,
equally talented.
Incredible, yeah. When we met and we hit it off, it was just like, dude, this is awesome, and like, let's just make this a power duo. And like, this was like years kind of came to this of like, we need to make it sustainable. We need to be able to, do all of the things like pay bills, eat, and like do that kind of thing. We got to have consistency, and it led to this amalgamation of the sound, and we've had a lot of fun and I don't know, like inventive experiences of trying to figure out how to maximize what two people can do on the stage so that we touch all of the different frequencies from the lowest of the lowest to the highest of the highest, so that when you're seeing it, you're like, how is this coming from two people? And that wasn't necessarily like our goal or our vision in mind, but it was something that just happened. It was like, we're doing all of these things anyway. So it's like, I'm stomping on a kick drum, playing acoustic, singing, harmonica is in there, and he was on the electric guitar. And then we started to mess around with like some of the tones in the lower regions of the spectrum. And it was like, okay, cool, that's really cool. How do we make that more defined? And now, and I'm not going to share trade secrets right now, because we're still like, we're getting to the nitty gritty, but like, man, it's exciting. Like, he strums it and it is a thunderstorm of sound. It is so incredible.
I was going to say, you quickly forget that you're watching two people perform.
And that's a cool
It sounds like a much larger, performance.
And almost to hide
just
it
two
that
people.
way is something that's happened where people kind of give us like the curious puppy dog look. And then this is weird, like talking about ourselves and what we do, but we're very proud of it. We're very excited about what we're able to create with two people. And I feel like we're in the very early stages of both HB and I, like working together in a creative environment. Like co-writing is something that I've never done. And so like to let the walls down and welcome somebody in, like it's awesome.
Are we looking at the new Hall & Oates here? Or
Take you all. No, that was somebody else. That was Toto. Sorry. This was in podcast version number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
But
I really wish there was a way for us to capture everything that we had done
100
before.
inside jokes that no one will ever understand.
That's true.
I just want to mention a couple of things about tour dates.
Yep.
In Colorado, especially 21st of June, Oscar Blues Grill and Brew in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Let's see, 22nd of June, Conifer, Snowpack Underground. I noticed on the 26th of June, you will be back in the Mitten.
Yes.
Curtis is a Michigander.
I am a Michigander.
By birth, Coloradan by choice. And you're going to be playing in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Hometown of a certain lady in your life.
Indeed.
That's Curtis's.
And it's the one and only show in that area. So a little background on that, like for years, like when I was going solo with a band with, a bunch of different folks sitting in, we would come back and we would play like 5 venues in 7 days, all in that area. And then this summer is the first time that we're like one show. We're playing one show. Right. It is ticketed and it is at the Garden Theater in Frankfurt, Michigan. Please come out because that's it. That's it for the summer. We might make it back later in the year. We don't know. But as of right now, there is one Northern Michigan show in the hometown area at that theater.
I'm going to come back to that point in a second about hometown shows. I just want to quickly, 10, 11 July, the Vila Performing Arts Center, Beaver Creek, and then 12th of July, the Ogden Theater in Denver. That's going to be amazing.
It's nuts. We're supporting Blackberry Smoke, and it's a band that we are very fond of. Before we even knew that we had this opportunity coming up, we were scheduled to open up for them at the Villar in Beaver Creek months ago, and it didn't pan out, unfortunately. Their longtime drummer Britt passed away, but for them to reach back out, for the agency to handle that within and get us on for 3 days, we're extremely grateful. It's just incredible. And the venues,
and then to close the summer out or get towards the end of the summer, you're going to play up in Mountain Village, right?
Early August. It'll be in Mountain Village for Music on the Green, August 9th, I want to say. We're also playing Rhythms on the Rio and Del Norte. Like, we've got some festivals that have been on my personal bucket list for years, and we're finally getting to play them, and it's so exciting. Like, I hate talking about myself,
no.
But it's fun to be able to like close my eyes and think about the conversations that were being had 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Like June 1st, it will be 9 years full-time music life.
Such a musician. I love it though. 5, 6,
7, 8. Take you all the way. No. So
But here's what I want to ask. You talked about Frankfurt, Michigan.
Yeah.
this is your home now.
Yes.
I'm going to try and bring this back to Montrose a little bit.
Absolutely.
I've been very fortunate. I've seen you in some small venues here. You opened the Montrose Rotary Amphitheater.
Yeah.
Right, with a huge thing. I love the fact that you bring the same energy to a small bar, San Juan Brews, as it was called back in the day.
Yeah.
Blue Corn and the amphitheater. Same energy.
Yeah.
Here's the question. It's amazing that you're going to be in Denver and Chicken, Alaska.
Yeah.
Right? That's an inside joke. Now we'll explain that.
We'll come back.
When are people in this area? Mountain Village, yes, but when are we going to see you in Montrose?
It hasn't been announced yet, but there will be one Montrose date in August
Okay.
this summer, and that's going to be the one and only.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Ticketed event?
Yep.
That I don't think so. I think it might
Okay.
actually be open to the public, and it's an event that everybody knows very well here in Montrose.
I know what
it's not the
is.
summer concert series, but you could probably put
All
your
right.
guessing cap on and get there pretty quickly. Yeah.
You got to be careful doing that, actually.
So, but I mean, music on the green.
Yeah.
In Mountain Village.
Yeah.
I mean, even from Montrose, like that's a great reason to go up to Mountain Village for the day.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For people that haven't been,
Yep.
like you're sitting up in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of the ski area. They built a great stage. You got the sunset directly behind you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a blast. And if you haven't played up there before, but I know you've played at the Club Red.
Yeah, we
in
played at
Telluride.
Club Red. I think this will be our third or fourth, maybe fourth music on the green, and it's just a blast because you're just in like a snap your fingers, and all of a sudden you're in a stadium because people are on their balconies listening down.
Yeah.
And there's kids. It's in all
Yeah.
ages. It's free, and we spare no energy. Like that's, I don't know, back to your point of like a small venue to a big venue, it really doesn't matter.
No.
Once you're in the mind frame of like, this is what I'm doing. Like,
Right.
this is why I'm here. This is what makes me feel alive. I need to feel alive. And so if you phone it in, you're really going to just hurt yourself more than anybody else.
How does that reflect on this podcast?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, are we
Well, I got to sip my
What are you trying to say,
are
Rob?
we emulating the greats? Are we carving or forging our own path?
With WKRP?
Well, I'm just thinking about the way that you bleeped up the first part of this thing. Can I just... So one thing you also
Screwed up?
screwed up, bleeped up,
Yeah.
completely and utterly...
You're not going to use the F word now? All of a sudden you're getting
The best part, though, is I can say to everyone at home, this is my first beer.
Oh.
And it's obviously not.
I was going to say.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
see.
because we missed the whole intro. Yeah. Oh.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Well,
me see that.
no.
Sounds good. No.
Can you? What about now? Can you see it now?
Okay.
Your fat fingers are over the logo.
You have your Memoji.
Oh my
You have
God.
your
All
Memoji
right.
filter on.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an IPA from Pomona Brewing in town. We've had Kevin and Chelsea on, big supporters of the podcast.
Yep.
And we love them.
They
I would say they love us. They love me. They tolerate Dennis. They love Curtis too.
They do love
Big
Curtis.
fans.
They do.
Big fans of them.
This is the small town thing. We go back to this, I think, most episodes, right?
Right.
Montrose is a small town. Smallish, 20,000 people, but it's spread out.
Yeah.
But
Are you going to say it
people.
again?
What?
One more time.
Small
What?
town.
There you go.
Right.
Done.
Bingo.
You see people in the store, the post office, all that jazz.
You were going somewhere with this.
Well, where I'm going is everyone we had on so far, including me and you, we're not from here.
Correct.
How do people get here? Why do they get here? Why do they come here? Why do they stay here?
They use a car, an airplane.
You are
train.
such a...
I get it though.
Give
Yeah.
us your origin story.
So you're looking for like the push-pull factors,
Yeah.
right? Like the
Yeah.
human geography. Why are people going where they're going?
Right.
And why are they staying where they're staying? And I think it is like a variety of different factors. For me, personally, it was... I don't know how much time we have. So
If it's a good story,
Yeah.
lots.
okay, I'll fast forward through some of the early days to get to the point at hand. But left Alaska, traveled around the country for over a year, living out of a tiny house. Ended up in Denver, still living out of that tiny house in a driveway. Scheduled a tour from Denver to California and back, and at the suggestion of a hometown friend, he said, you got to check out Telluride Ski Resort. My brother works there. It's an incredible spot. What he didn't mention was that his brother had been the vice president of all mountain operations for the last 30 odd years. So I met him and was instantly introduced to the CEO at the time of the mountain, the VP of hospitality and management, and just a whole slew of other individuals. Hit it off with them, played a show, prior to like meeting them, played a show, and they were the only people there because it was in the off season. And so the off season in the mountain towns, if you're not familiar with it, is like the shoulder seasons where there's not enough snow and there's not enough sunlight to bring people in. Yeah, mud season. So October in this case. So was hanging out there, played the show, and one of the guys comes up and he goes, "Who are you?" I was like, "My name's Curtis." He goes, "Where are you from?" I was like, "To Denver," even though I didn't have a mailing address, had nothing.
I'm reasonably local. If you need me to come back,
sure, yeah. And he was like, "Do you want to play here in the wintertime? We have 2 venues that we could, organize and put you in those 2 spots 5-7 days a week." And I was like, "Can I have a ski pass?" And he was like, "You're going to need one to get to one of the venues. It's a big mountain. You're going to have to ride a chairlift with all your gear and then ski down and play and then ski down once you're done playing." And I was like, "I've got a winter tour already scheduled in the Southeast, but I would love to continue this conversation." And it was like halfway through that winter tour schedule, which wasn't that great. Anyway, I messaged him back and I was like, "I'm in. Like, can we talk more details about this? What does this look like? Blah, blah, blah." And so I did that for 4 years. Wow. Yeah. So and during that time I was living both in Telluride and outside of Telluride, 2 years in and 2 years out. And then COVID came around and we were in a 20-foot by 20-foot log cabin in the middle of the woods, and it was bliss, but at the same time both of us were trying to work from home, and it was a disaster. Like, you guys get gear, right? Microphones and cables everywhere. And so it was like, we got to figure something out. And then Montrose made the most sense. And once we started looking, we were like, Montrose. But then we started looking and like getting into the community and meeting people, and we're like, this place is incredible, and it has something that other towns that I've been to don't. It's almost like a sleeper factor of like, you go to some towns, you're like, I could absolutely live here. And I'm not like poo-pooing Montrose or anything, but like, you drive through and you stay on the main drags, you don't see the best parts that this community has to offer.
100%.
Yeah, you see grocery stores, car washes, gas stations, and then you try to, GTFO. And so it's like, stick around for even a little bit and you're going to realize the salt of the earth people that are here and the fact that everybody is drawn here for the same reasons. And that's the best part. Like 20,000 people spread out, you're probably not going to see more than the same 300 people on a regular basis. Yeah. Yep. And that's if you're trying. So it's, you have that beautiful blend of, I don't want to see people, but when I do, I can see all of the ones that matter. Yep. And I think that's
Amen.
One of the coolest parts of this town.
I don't want to see people resonates with me. Sometimes
resonates with Rob.
Sometimes there will be good friends in City Market, and I'm like, I just need to get home.
Yep.
I go down a different aisle. I'll see you tomorrow.
So I literally did that. So it was like day 2 of being back from this 11-week long tour that we just did throughout the spring from March 1st until now. And it was like day 2, and I'm walking around in like socks and slides and some gym shorts and a shirt I just found on the floor. And I'm like, what do I need? I think I had my sunglasses on still, and I was like, God, I hope I don't see anybody. And then I saw like 2 people I know, and I was like, nope.
Gonna go the other way.
And then we get there, and there's nobody in the checkout aisles anymore, so it's just self-checkout. And I was like, I can't kill any more time looking at things that I'm not. So I'm standing in front of like Tide Pods and paper plates, and I'm like, I just need to go. And
who are the people you tried to avoid?
Sorry, your microphone cut out there from that.
What was that? It was Rob. Yeah. You can say it. You can say it. Yeah. You can say it. Yeah. It's okay.
You know what? It's fine, because that's probably true. I would avoid both of you as well. If I was in the store, I'm like, same.
Yeah.
It's fine. I need to get home. I'll see you in a social sense.
Well, it's just like I smell like I still hadn't showered. Like I just wanted to I wanted to like get my stuff and get out. And I think
I'm glad I'm not the only completely.
Probably like a bag of Ruffles and a 6-pack, and that's what I was getting in there for.
I think you nailed it though for a lot of people that like they don't ever look like it's hard not to look at the mountains for the view of the mountains that we have, and you don't look around when you drive through here. Yeah. And so if you miss a whole part of what Montrose really is. And you said the other thing that I think is really interesting is that when you said Montrose, that is a thought process.
That's a Telluride
looking
idea,
that is a looking down the mountain type of thing. Like
looking
Montrose.
down the mountain or down your nose.
Well, I don't know. You guys can say those things, but
I lived in Telluride.
Yeah, for same. And
16 years.
Yeah. Call me the rose-colored glasses guy, but like, usually like that's I try to just like see the best in everything, and you know, it's one of those things. It's town to town. If all that somebody knows is what they know, then yeah, they might cruise through Montrose and be like, let's get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah,
but that could be the same with any town. I mean, like,
yeah.
Well, you've also got they're on their way somewhere.
Yeah.
If you live there, you're going home. If you're visiting, you're visiting. I get it.
Right.
Plus, here's the other thing. I like antagonism. It's like sports teams.
Yeah.
If Montrose doesn't have a rival, then it's not as much fun.
That's true.
I
You gotta
crap
have somebody
on,
to.
I like to crap on Telluride because, well, one, they can take it because they look down the mountain and go, ha ha ha, right? But
What do they do?
Without a little bit of rivalry, I don't like to. It's not as much fun,
Right.
When you watch sport, if you don't have a dog in the fight, you don't care as much. But to go back to your point, like you said, it's such an incredible place, but you have to spend at least a little bit of time here. You know, I think the one thing I will say is the mountains are so amazing, but they can blind you. Like you can be driving towards those mountains, you're not looking left or right. Because it's so incredible. We have, and I will challenge any town in the country, the best view as you're on your way to a Walmart that you'll ever get anywywhere.
The stop.
you've been to the landfill. We have the most postcard-worthy landfill
That's true.
ever, and
Yeah.
I've spent my fair share of times at landfills.
All your share fair time.
Yeah, share fair tear.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a ride home. All right, so yes, no, the landfill's great, but it's, the ride home thing that is like one of my biggest new exciting things to do is be a passenger in the car in this town because you realize homes that you never saw before,
Right.
the view that you never knew was there. Like it's awesome. It's so much fun. Like the different experiences that a driver and a passenger get anywhere.
Well, and
like,
what I really love is that, you know, we have a lot of flights. Montrose Regional Airport gets a lot of flights. In winter, it's off the charts, right?
Right.
They all fly over. The views out of those planes landing in Montrose
Nuts.
are insane.
Yeah.
And yet, I get why everybody's like, oh, well, I'm going skiing in Telluride. I understand that. What I want for the future of the town is people to just say, you know what? I'm going to add a day, or I'm going to add a day on the start and the end of my trip. I'm going to see what I'm going to go and see what I saw from the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see the Black Canyon of Gunnison National Park.
yeah.
Well,
That's the dream.
is that
When
the
they see
secret
it.
of Montrose, though?
Yeah,
that
it is.
That we get to look at the mountains.
I know.
that the people in Telluride live in,
Exactly.
and then it only takes us
Well, you
a
don't.
short trip to get up there.
Yeah,
to be there for the day.
And they're incredible places.
Yeah.
Uray is beautiful. Telluride's beautiful, but
Ridgeway's beautiful.
you don't get the views in Telluride
that we do out
that
here.
we get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily saying one is better than the other. I mean, those towns are
They're different.
incredible.
Yeah.
But the view that we have of the San Juan Mountains covered in snow, it's
pretty cool.
It's like a postcard.
Yeah.
You know, we're very lucky to get to see that every single day.
Can we show everybody? Can we take the cameras out on the?
Yeah,
We could. Yeah, no. I actually do have the. I do have it on my phone. We could do.
WKRP Montrose on the road at some
Yeah.
point.
Hey,
I'm
scream it from the mountaintops. You know.
I'm thinking about some kind of carpool karaoke, and we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way that we can do it legally.
yeah.
Well, I would also like to do like a.
Cousin
So
Curtis in a car, we'll call it.
let's
With
make
coffee.
it.
It's my life.
With coffee.
90% of my life is in a vehicle. Some like a moving object.
Which, by the
You
way,
can be a passenger.
Yeah,
You just said you
God,
wanted
I
to
would
be a
love to be
passenger.
a passenger.
We'll get Big D. He
do-
calls himself that, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get Big D to drive us around town, humming tunes.
Uh-huh.
Honeybee, my favorite song of yours at the moment.
That's your favorite?
Oh,
All
I
right.
think so. Yeah.
Cool, man.
We'll play that at some point too.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's I want to talk a little bit about Montrose again because that's kind of the point. What do you do when you're not touring? Because you tour more and more. You're going further and further. You're doing bigger and bigger festivals. When you come home, and this is home for now.
Yeah.
Right? This is home. You're from Michigan, but this is home.
Yeah.
When you come back here, what do you do? I know we meet. Pomona is one place that I think a lot of us go, but
Yeah.
what else? What else is on your agenda? What did you do? I believe on Monday.
On Monday.
What did you? Monday's Memorial Day, right? Everyone was off work, and I believe you and several people got into the
Oh
boats.
yes. Sorry. Yes. Monday. Monday. So I'm gonna two parts. I'm gonna answer in two parts. When I get home, the first things first is everybody in the home life okay? My partner, the dogs, the house. Are there any things that are, like need to be addressed right away? And then after that, depending on the run of shows, which like this last spring run was extremely grueling as far as like the traveling and the exhaustion. And it was great. Like again, not complaining, like more of a bragging thing at that. Like we had a great tour. It was awesome. I sleep. So like Cal goes to work and like I'm walking the dogs, and then after that we nap, and we nap hard for like hours. And there was probably 2 if not 3 full days of turning my phone either off on do not disturb, so that there was no guilt involved in it, because like I'm a guilt-ridden person. So it was like just needed to sleep, and it was involuntary. Right. It was like no, your body is shutting down right now. And so it's like that's one thing. And then after that I crave social engagements with my friends. Yep. To be like, how have you been? Yeah. I've been gone. Try to follow along as much as best as possible, but like that's it. Like, what's everybody been up to? Is everybody okay? Who needs something? Like whatever that.
Trying to catch back up on life.
Literally, yeah. And
so I wanted to say that there are several group chats amongst our friends. I mean, Curtis and I are friends, and in several group chats, I posted something recently, and you were the only person I cared about, right? I sat next to Dirks Bentley on a plane.
Yeah,
I was flying from Denver, flying from Montrose, and I sat next to Dirks Bentley. Now, everyone else is like, oh, that's cool, Dirks Bentley. And I was like, but I kind of posted it knowing that for some reason, I thought I was going to mean more to Curtis. Well, you played at this bar for a start, right? Whiskey Row, isn't it? Right.
We played it there. It was very cool. We can go into that, but like,
yeah. But I just... this is the thing, like you're away, and you see these group texts, and you don't have time to think about everything and interact with everything. And that must be tough to be away, because you do miss stuff. You miss events, you miss parties, you miss all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So do you feel like that need to, after you've slept and recovered, and you're like, now I have to go hard for a little while to catch up with everybody and be involved again?
Yeah, and to I don't know. That's what life is about, right? Like having a community. And if you don't invest yourself, then you don't have one. Right. And it's like the friends that we've made here in Montrose are some of the best ever, some of the greatest people. And we all do a variety of different things. And so being able to hang out and have quality conversations with folks is like that means the most. And when I'm on the road, I get the texts and I get the notifications and I want to respond sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, don't respond in a very like flippant way, or a way that like doesn't have, I don't know, gumption to it. It's almost better to be silent in those moments, or at least that's my excuse, because I want people to know that like I care.
We want it to be meaningful.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'd rather, you can at least pretend I didn't see that, but I'm going to respond with in a meaningful way, instead of like a thumbs up emoji.
Exactly. Or like when we finally get back together, be like, hey, I saw what happened.
I saw it.
Yeah. Like both like, commiseration, and then it's like somebody else be like, dude, I saw what happened. That was incredible. Like, all of that. Like you're gone when people have birthdays, when people have give birth, you're gone when people pass away. It's not.
So I guess, I mean, I'll say it. So maybe I'll say it so you don't have to, right? But there's a lot of sacrifice in pursuing your dreams. Yes. I don't think that's not special to you or anybody. Yes. It's everybody. If you pursue your dreams, there's a lot of sacrifice. You give up some stuff. You move a long way from home. You are away from home constantly. And I think, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of pursuing your dreams, because otherwise,
what's the point?
What is there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to come back to something you said a minute ago though about. You get home, you make sure everyone's okay. Kelly, the dogs, Sergio.
It's not Sergio.
Well, we're getting to the.
Don't call me Sergio.
No, we're getting to the point now where I'm starting to forget what was said in the lost episode.
It's good, man.
And your other dog, Joey. He's the newest addition to the family.
He is the newest addition.
Not new anymore.
He'll be 2 in September.
He's a bigger boy.
Yeah, he's... so, funny thing, he weighs the exact amount. Both of those dogs are 70.8 pounds.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
And the age difference is significant. How old's Sergio?
10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Serge is coming up on 12, I want to say.
So it's like you have 2 little 4-legged children, and one's older and annoyed by the younger one. No doubt.
They know each other and they love each other. It's the best. It's great. Yeah.
There we go.
That's it.
All right, so I had a question for you.
Dennis, good to see you. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I mean,
That podcast got really good for about 8 minutes there. Let's ruin it. Go on, Dennis. What you got?
Yeah.
The R&D. Yeah.
for everybody out there, you can wake up now from Rob, going on his diatribe of things that he wanted to cover.
Hey, diatribe's a good word.
That's a $10 word.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Wow.
I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Good job.
I Googled it before I said it. ASMR for you. Anyway, I was going to ask you, because we were going to play Honeybee,
Sure.
his favorite song. I decided I wasn't going to play it because I thought I would ask you which one of your songs would make a really good soundtrack song to a movie. Ooh. And what movie would it be?
Oh, shit.
How about that?
Never been asked that before, because it's actually a good question. I don't want to admit that.
He doesn't want to admit it. He's really stumped.
I really don't.
Great question.
Damn it.
He's mad that he didn't think about it. He spent that whole time coming up with everything that he just talked about.
Yeah.
And I crushed him on one question.
No, but mine was meaningful stuff. Yours is not.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? We can do this for a few minutes if you need time to think.
No, I'm trying to so I would narrow it down to like one song off of the latest EP, and I'm trying to figure out what song off of that EP would be soundtrack ready right now.
Okay.
And what my mind goes to, like, who's in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And
who would you want to be in the film?
Now we're casting directors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who plays you in the film of your life?
No, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
No. I think this. I would like. Yeah. Let's
not do that.
Let's do a song that's in a film. So here's, like, we play charged up music, right? So like, Furnace, Hotter Than the Sun might have like an interlude.
Hotter Than the Sun.
Intro, but like it's a fast tune. And then let's see, Hope would be an interesting tune. All right, let's go.
Well, now it's got to be on Spotify because I got to be able to find it.
Yeah, Hope. Look up Hope.
Yeah, I got it.
And you can even like fast forward to the middle or whatever you want.
All right, here we go.
And then I'm thinking like
let's see what's it. Hold on.
Like outlaw western style.
Hold on.
Hold on, folks.
Technical issues again.
No.
Take you all the way.
That's going to be our test card song. Whenever Dennis something up,
just censored himself.
Dennis has gone all the way again.
I'm trying to think like some sort of Hope has like that grit to it.
Bring it to your knees and hope make you come clean.
Yeah,
That's
so there's that, like, it doesn't have to be a horseback scene, but it's something where, like, in that moment, in that song, in that conflict, like, there's the grit of conflict, right?
It's gritty.
That is like there's like man versus wild, man versus himself. Like, these are older terms, obviously, but it's like, person right there. That is all of those conflicts. Someone is being targeted by the world around them, by themselves, and by things that they cannot control, the wild. That's that song. So I feel like in my mind, that's where I would see that going.
All right, so it's my first thought. Looking at some of your songs, have you ever seen the movie Mud?
Yeah,
with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I was thinking you've got a couple of songs that would be great for a soundtrack.
Hell
for that.
yeah, dude!
And then because of your Alaskan ties, I was thinking, is it Into the Wild? What was the movie?
That's the one.
I can't think of the actor's name, but it's a book first, and they translated it into a movie.
Jack London? Is that?
No, that's
no.
Call
of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
Yeah, I think it's Into the Wild.
Yeah,
and there's a scene where he's like, first discovering Alaska. He's staying. He found that bus, the school bus, out in the middle of nowhere.
They had to move.
Yeah, and I thought that was your music. Yeah. There's some of your songs that kind of related to me that way. But and I'll bring this up, so I want everybody to know.
Thank you.
You've got 2 great music videos on YouTube with you and Harrison B.
Yeah.
And they should check it out. And there's one Big Sky, I want to say
Big Sky bonus tracks.
Okay, Big Sky bonus tracks.
Yeah.
People should go check that out because you do a little storyteller type of version there.
Yeah.
And there's some really great stories that you talk about, like in there, including Don't Call Me Sergio. But so people that are listening, go check it out. YouTube. You can do that after you finish watching the rest of this episode.
Sure.
But yeah, there's 2 great, and Hotter Than the Sun, you play that.
Hotter Than the Sun took off. So Hotter Than the Sun, we love that song, but we didn't expect it to be I want to say like the most popular off of the last EP. It's the most popular music video that we have right now. It went viral for a week or less on a handful of different playlists in Europe. And it's great. We have a lot of fun with it, but that's the song that our booking agent sends out to potential buyers. It's like, have you heard of Cousin Curtis? You should check these guys out. Here's this song.
So you brought an instrument with you.
I did.
Would you be willing to play it, or is
I'd
it
love
too
to,
it too late in the beer
No, man.
scope of things?
No.
So
This is my first beer. I don't know
what I
what
don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Mine too.
I need another beer. I need my first beer.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna offer is we were gonna do a little promotion here, and we were gonna talk to the audience real quick about some ways that they can interact with us.
Yeah.
Would that give you enough time to break out what you need to break out?
Yeah. And I'll play the tune too. Like I'll play Hotter Than that. That would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
There's that beer.
Yeah.
I got to ask you one more question though,
Yeah.
because here's what's really important.
Sure.
When people are looking for Cousin Curtis, it's Curtis with 2 S's.
It is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you look up Cousin Curtis and you spell it with 1 S,
Oh,
there's an artist out there.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Very different. You can check out his stuff though. We've talked.
It is cool,
Yeah.
actually, but it is not this Cousin Curtis.
It's a little bit different.
It-
When did we last talk?
It might be. It's like
10 years ago.
it's like alternate dimension Cousin Curtis.
Yeah.
It's fun,
It's fun. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and double S, CURTIS.
Yeah. And he's still kicking out music. And
Yeah.
I think he's out in Connecticut. But like I said, it's been a decade plus since.
I'm going to put this right out there for WKRP Montrose. I want to see the Curtises, the cousins Curtises,
Compete?
on a stage together.
Oh
That would be fun. That's what we actually talked about.
here's
Like
the
it was a long time ago, but yeah.
Do you know who this is?
no.
You should have a quick look right now.
Okay.
He'll set up maybe
Right.
tune the guitar, whatever.
Well, then who's gonna do the segue and talk about the upcoming halftime shows?
Well, we'll do that. I want Dennis. I want you to look up Cousin Curtis with 1 S right now,
okay.
and just the difference in 2 artists. The difference is 1 S, and it's incredible. The difference is night and day. But I think there's a mashup, the mashup of all mashups there somehow. But anyway, yeah. So, here's the problem. Coming up soon, maybe this episode.
Okay.
You might be listening to this going, yeah, you just did it, you idiots. We're going to introduce something. We're going to call it the WKRP Montrose Halftime Show. Little trivia.
Okay.
Little-
Is he on Spotify?
Oh, he's on there, all right.
Okay. Everything next to his name has an E in a box in it.
Yeah, it does.
So do you want me to play it live?
No, I do not.
Okay, all right.
I want you to look,
I
but I do
looked.
not want you to play it
Got
live.
It would be an interesting. What do they call that when you, as an artist, you guys take and you merge your songs together?
I don't know, like a mashup.
Mashup. That's the
a
word I was
thing,
looking for. Okay, but listen. First and foremost, you guys need to understand there's 3 ways that you can interact with us. First is you can call us at 970.
2. We did this 2 ways.
Two ways.
in the
Sorry,
lost
2 ways.
episode,
That's right.
remember?
In the lost episode.
There are 8 ways.
There
that
are
you can
8
interact.
ways from Sunday. It's 6 degrees of separation. 970-316-3162. You can call us, text us, or you can sign up for our newsletter, which is not going to be a newsletter. It's going to be really cool.
No, yeah.
And you do that how?
We'll put a link out there.
He
but
can't remember.
It's WKRP Montrose dash
it's
Beehive or something. I don't know.
It's WKRP-Montrose.beehive.
No one's going to type that.
Okay, we'll figure it out
We'll
for
put a
you.
link out there.
Yeah.
We're going to be introducing the WKRP Montrose halftime show. We're basically going to give away money, a gift card or a prize or something.
Something cool.
It will be worth it. $50 gift card for somewhere, whatever. It'll be worth it. All you got to do is sign up. There are 4 ways. How about this? There are 4 ways.
Didn't you just tell me 2?
No. Cell phone. No, 3 ways. I'm going to say 3.
12 ways.
Cell phone number.
7 ways.
This is a new song. He's writing a song now. There are 12 ways. Right? So, 970, what's the number?
316.
316-3162.
There you go.
You can go to the Beehive and sign up. Or you can approach Dennis in the street.
Yes.
Tell him the answer to the question.
Yes.
Write your number Give him your number or
Yeah.
your email address, and he will enter you that way.
You should do that.
Don't approach me. I don't want people to approach me.
Yeah. Rob's not approachable. Don't worry. You're not missing out on much. Okay.
Yes.
We're tuning in.
We are going to have a little impromptu. It's not impromptu. I asked him to bring a guitar.
Yeah.
It's not impromptu at all.
Right.
Curtis is going to give us a little ditty.
It's Diddy.
Yeah.
Not Ditty.
You can't say Diddy anymore. He's a bad man.
Well, so you're changing.
P.
You're
Diddy
changing the word.
P. Diddy is a bad man.
I love the fact that he can just play right over the ridiculous stuff that you're saying.
Ditty.
Okay.
These strings are pretty old and very, very sweaty. How do you want me to do this? Do you want me to,
I
As
can
you can tell-
give you another mic just for your. What do you want?
or like I can just peel back and we can just have some fun. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
keep it chill. I want to be loud though, so I don't know how.
Well, I can turn you down. I can turn your feet down a little bit.
You clipping on that? Are we good?
Yeah.
I
you're
think a little closer. I think a little closer.
Look, like
No.
Or the
You
mic
were,
closer to you.
Okay.
I think it just sounds richer.
It,
But I don't know.
It will
Well-
sound rich. I just don't want to like blow it out like.
yeah. Let- there we go.
Try that.
Yeah.
That'll
I
work.
wish I could.
Okay.
I mean, I would give my. Yeah, I can't say it, but
You can say left testicle if you
I
want
was
to.
going to say I'd give my left testicle just to be able to do what he just did right there.
You know what?
Yeah.
No. All right. Hey.
Try it.
I want you to try it. I want you to believe in your fucking self.
Me too.
And like just know that you can do it. Just
Try it.
No.
Okay. Pick like Z like zidum bop
Zidum bop,
zidum bottom
zidum bop,
zidum bottom
didum bop,
zidum down
didum down,
zidum bottom
zidum bop,
zidum bottom
zidum bottom,
zidum bottom
zidum bottom,
bottom down.
bottom down.
That was a tricky one. Yeah, you did. It wasn't
Okay.
tricky. You did
No,
great
I
at all.
sucked
You
it.
killed it.
All right, crushed it.
All right, Rob. Here we go.
Here we go, Rob.
Oh, no, we don't have time for that nonsense.
You did it, man.
Good for you, Big D.
Yeah.
Hey.
Where do you sing in your house?
In the shower.
Okay. Good.
Nonstop.
There you go. All right. What do you use for a microphone? Here we go, everybody. This song is
He's
called.
flexible. He's flexible.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, hope you dig this tune. This one's called Hotter Than the Sun. And you had a guest, I believe, on this podcast named Timothy Hines from
Yes, we did.
Adrenaline Vans.
Yes.
Timothy Hines, the mullet maestro.
Hey, the Mullet Maestro can crank a wrench, and he made it so that our old wannabe tour bus lasted 323,000 miles. It still runs, just short distances, and it's very much for sale. This song goes out to that wannabe tour bus. Here we go. And counting on this wannabe tour bus. Fill it up and let it spin. Got a higher over that engine's hum. Gotta find me a nice spot to shut it down and sleep in the back. 1,000 miles in a shot, I'd say that earns me a shot in a glass. And I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. Living in the now, easier said than done when you're burning hot in a day in the sun. Coming up on city lights, it's nighttime again for the world. I'm chasing the curvature of the earth, I'd rather be tracing the curves on my girl. I got nothing but time to dwell on all I've done. Battles won and lost, but the war rages on. And I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. Living in the now, easy
easier said than done when you're burning hot a day on the sun. So as to slow down. Everyone wants everything now. Yeah, this fire can burn out or burn it all to the ground. Hell, maybe there's a way. I board the early grave. Have I got time yet to change? Time to save what's left to save. Seen more than most. Hardest part in this life is letting that go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. Living in the now, easier said than done when you're burning hot a day in the sun. Hot a day in the sun. Hot a day in the sun. When you're burning hotter than the sun.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That makes doing the whole show worth it.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Really?
guys.
We're Cousin Curtis, we're lucky to have you as a resident of Montrose.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
We
I'm the
really
lucky
are.
one, man. I'm the lucky one.
No.
Yeah.
Let's all pat each other on the back.
Oh, yeah, no.
You're the lucky
Not
one.
you.
No, you're
Not
the
you.
lucky
you're
one.
the lucky
No, it's
one.
like that Spider-Man meme, you know, where you go, "You're the lucky one." No, you're the lucky one. That was
Hotter than the
incredible.
sun, ladies and gentlemen.
That was
That
incredible.
was hotter
yeah.
than the sun.
Yeah.
It was fucking hot.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And you know what?
Yeah.
When was the last time you did a private gig for 2 people? Ever?
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we want to talk about that, yeah, yeah. So there's a real one there. Yeah, it was when shows were, few far and in between, to say the least, and had this couple reach out, and they were like, it's our, I think it might have been their 37th or 38th anniversary or something like that. And they were like, we've got a good meal cooked. We just want some music. Would you be interested? It might be super weird. And I was like, no, I'm there. I'll like done. Yes. And so showed up and played for just 2 folks in their house.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
I'm going to say it so you don't have to. That must have been a bit weird.
I mean, yeah, everything was weird.
Because if you put a microphone in front of you, you go, "Oh, it's a podcast. It's fine. I can get away with that." That's just 2 people in the kitchen.
No.
It
But
was it was lovely and it was special. Like it was so
amazing
yeah.
that they asked you.
Amazing that they asked,
Right.
and it was just one of those where it's like, no, this is why music exists, and this is why I'm doing this job. Like,
Did they just sit there or did they dance?
there might have been a couple slow dance moments. I had to sign an NDA, so just like, no,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
No. So Nicole and I, that's how we met. We met swing dancing at at an event.
You swing dance.
Yeah. She'll tell you the story. I promise you.
You were a significantly younger man then, though.
I would.
What does he mean by that?
I mean, it's just numbers. Yeah, I was a bit younger. We're
Yeah,
married
I
for
know.
20 years. People could do the math.
Right. But when you're 64
Look,
and a half or whatever, you're
work on your
knees.
insults. Like,
No,
at
your
least get a little
knees.
bit better at them. Okay, so listen,
I've seen photos.
What
of
was
him
the
as a young man.
move? What was the move?
So it was a hip toss, right? Bringing her around.
She tossed you. Wow,
No.
that's amazing.
So this is the cool part of the story. tossed her. She hit this guy with her feet right in the chin, knocked him off his feet and onto the floor. And I thought, okay, date's over. This guy's going to get up. This is going to be something, right?
Yeah.
The guy got up, grabbing his face, like left her shoe print in his cheek, you know? And he looks at her and he looks at me and he looks back and he goes, that was cool. And he walked off. And that was the first night that we met. And she'll tell you the story.
The first night you met was at swing dancing?
We met. We were at a venue watching a band play. And I'm going to circle this back to you.
No,
you play. Okay. Yeah. And so we had people that knew each other, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And they were all talking and they left and we were left standing there still watching the band. And so I looked over at her and I was like, hey, you know, if you got to go, I get it or whatever. And she's
You
like,
were scared to talk to her?
I was a little bit. She's intimidating if you met my wife. She's beautiful. She's tall.
I
she's
have met her.
powerful. Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about you being
intimidated.
a big
Okay.
baby.
I was being a big baby. But she was like, no, you can stick around. And I was like, oh, well, do you dance? And she was like, yeah. And do you know how to swing dance? She goes, a little. And I was like, okay. So I started spinning her around on the floor. That happened. And so the point was the band that we were listening to.
Yeah.
I reached out to them on our 15th, I think, wedding anniversary or something along those lines. 10th, no, it was the 10th wedding anniversary. And asked them, would they come, if I paid for them to come to Telluride, would they play our wedding anniversary? And their answer was, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
But I told them the story.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll come.
Yes.
And so
They did.
he didn't end up coming.
Oh, no.
But no, the point was he said yes.
Yes, yeah.
And the reason that he couldn't come was a very good reason.
Okay.
you
That's
know.
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
But
You know what would have been amazing?
yeah.
If they had showed up and the guy she
Yes,
kicked in the jaw.
shoot in the face. Hell
Now
yeah.
that would have been amazing
You
if I
called
could
him and
have
said, hey,
yeah.
buddy, this is a really
I'd have
weird
known him.
request, but
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
reenact that day 15 years ago. You're willing to take a shoe to the
Still
face
time.
again?
Still
So
time.
the reason why I brought it up is I think that there is. I imagine as an artist, when people really do connect with it, that's something personal to you. Since you were talking about like trying to get back into life as you're out on the road,
Yeah.
right? When people tell you and are genuine about it,
Yeah.
right? Then that has some impact, I would imagine.
It
you know?
does.
So
Sometimes more than you're looking for. Yeah. Those are the
Yeah.
heavy moments. Like there's the passion in the
Yeah.
enthusiasm, and it's when somebody like you're about to start playing and somebody's like, you were the last voice, you know, my husband heard.
right.
It's like
Is there a story there? I feel like
there is. It's something that I don't usually talk about, but
Okay.
I'm trying to open up about the really heavy stuff lately, even just to my like self and to like know that that's okay. Like death is a part of life, and I don't want to like bring it all down. There's just been a lot of that around in my personal life, and in others that I'm very close to, and so that was one of them where like in that moment I blacked it out. I was like, I'm about to play in front of this audience, like I can't be thinking about these things that you just told me. And that's happened a couple of times, and I'm like forcibly telling myself, you need to know that moment happened.
Right.
You have to allow that moment to have existed, otherwise you're going to forget. And that was very special for that person,
Right.
for everybody involved. And like it is almost like an obligation to just breathe and let that moment sink in. And that did happen. And I knew the guy for a long time. We weren't necessarily close. I was definitely closer throughout, like while he was alive and with that family. And when that happened, like that conversation happened right before getting on the stage, and someone was like, just want to let you know, like he was lying there at the last moments, and you were what made him smile. She said, do you want to listen to Cousin Curtis?
Wow.
And he was nonverbal, and he smiled, and then that was it. And it was like those are those moments where it's like you can't really fathom in that time, and so it's like trying to reflect back and look at that, and it's like, okay, you're doing something here. Like you need to be alive in these moments and be able to shield yourself when necessary and open up when necessary as well, for both yourself and everybody around you. Otherwise, like, could just
I think we're losing a little bit of how important art is to our lives, how impactful it is to our lives, how much it really means. I mean, I think some of the business has become, is what it is. It's business. It's, it's a job, but But the fact of the matter is that you're still creating something.
Yeah.
And you're creating art, and it's emotional and it's impactful to people. And I think we forget some of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so thanks for sharing that story. I think.
Thanks for listening.
You know, for me, that means a lot, because I know that there's times and moments in my life that music has either helped or created an opportunity.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I just shared with my wife.
Yeah.
So I guess
Well-
I'll do the PSA right now. Don't forget, and especially since you're a former teacher,
Yeah.
don't forget about this when we're talking about our school programs and everything else. It's really important. Music and art and
Absolutely.
it has a massive influence in just kind of helping our mental well-being.
And it's a start to finish program as far as like looking at the arts, like from infancy until you graduate high school and then move on. And like if too much time is taken away from the arts, it just does a disservice to, I think, everybody's overall well-being, because not everything you do in grade school and high school and in college you can do later on. Like I don't have many regrets, but one of them would be not putting enough focus on music or passion projects as a kid, because it was so utterly important in the moment, like too close to the forest to see the trees. Football, basketball, and it's like, you know, all of these things, track and field, these sports, and then like being a hooligan and whatever. It's like those things are important because they make you who you are, and everything that you do in life teaches you a valuable lesson. Not to sound preachy or whatever, but here we are. Hey, Pomona Beers, kicking in, man. Hey, so it's like one of those things where you can look back on it and be like, all right, well, when's the last time I played football?
Right.
I was like, I played rugby in college. When's the last time I played rugby? I'm not going back onto the pitch to do those things. But if I had picked up a guitar a little bit earlier, if I had like known, and that's always like the hindsight being 20/20 kind of a thing. So you just do the best with what you got.
Yeah. I saw a great story on social media recently that I think explains this perfectly. In a nutshell, you know, there was a kid in the class, and she was a little disruptive, fidgety, couldn't stop moving and all that. Went to a counselor, did all this stuff. Anyway, at one point, this kid and her parents were put in front of a teacher or somebody who said, "Yeah, you need to put her in a dance class."
Yes.
She was moving to the music, or she was moving us, and this teacher noticed. They put her in a dance class. This kid went on to perform for the Royal Ballet and became the director of the Royal Ballet. Like, the story of this person is, it's all about seeing the potential in people.
Yeah.
Right. And not just saying this is the path we go down. It's looking at kids and saying, you know, what potential do they have? And you go, a doodle, you know, I'm sure, you know, at one point Picasso did something and somebody went, hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's really good.
You know, speaking of fans, I want to bring this on a slightly lighter note.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
You
I
have
kinda
a
like
super fan in Montrose.
It's not me.
No, it's not you. It's a super fan that we both know
Okay.
and love.
Oh, okay.
You know who it is.
Are there boots involved?
Name that name, buddy.
I don't know. Are we allowed to do that?
Fuck that. We can name names. I'll name him. Colin, we love you, buddy.
Colin.
But you
are the man.
You are a Curtis super fan.
Dude, he's just the best. Whenever there's a show, he's there. It doesn't matter
Right.
where in Colorado. Like, he's showing up, and he's bringing like his family and his friends, and he is the ringleader of all ringleaders. He's just the best.
I love Colin. He's a great guy. But he turns up to shows. But I think more than that, Colin turns up. Colin dances.
He's a great dancer.
All right. I was going to say, I'm not sure. Colin has enthusiasm.
He's got moves though. You would
got
appreciate
moves.
them. Yeah, they're not like they're like a hybrid of like swing, Texas swing, shuffle here and there. But like, like somebody you see Colin like.
But here's the thing: Colin's never alone.
Nah.
And this is we're kind of circling back a little bit, but at your shows, you cannot sit still.
No, you can't.
Even the most reserved people are at the back going on the desk, they're tapping their feet. The ones who are less inhibited, they are up. We're talking about you, Colin. They are at the front. And Dan Ruffner, too. Dan's the same.
Hey.
They're at the front. They are giving it everything.
Yeah.
Some of them have no rhythm whatsoever. And you know what? They don't care.
Well, you don't.
But everyone is having just the most incredible time.
That's great.
At all of you, and it doesn't matter if it's a big venue or if it's a tiny venue. everyone's giving it the same energy. I think, as we discussed, this might be in the lost episode too.
Yeah.
They're giving it the same energy that you're giving.
Yeah.
Whatever the venue, you
the
are
hope.
giving it 100%.
Yeah. That's it.
And we love you, Colin. I promise.
So,
Yeah.
all right, here we go. We're gonna have to wrap up. I hate doing that close, but
Has it been 4 hours yet?
it's been an hour and 3 minutes, plus the previous hour.
Oh, we're just getting
that you
warmed
guys
up.
are-
We're just getting warmed up.
So here's the thing: this is becoming a theme. We're gonna have to have some post-interview like footage.
You're like the dad who says, it's time to go to bed, kids.
It is time. It is time to go to bed, kids.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Call us 970-316-3162.
Tell us if Dennis should like relax and just let us record forever.
Whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it. We might even play it here. But let's like make a little agreement here from Montrose on this side. One, let's all log in on Spotify and like what number are we aiming for? A million downloads?
Sure.
Like how do we more? 2 million? 5 million?
No ceiling. I mean, I think whatever we can do to like be better versions of ourselves and create great music and write better songs and play better shows. So hopefully that number just keeps climbing up. Let's go.
And then number 2, let's all meet up. WKRP audience in Mountain Village at Music on the Green.
He's
that'd
been
be fun.
dying to do this. He's been dying to ambush me
Yeah. So
with a live show.
yeah, and you guys will get to meet Rob in person.
I'll send somebody in my place. You know what? I'll send Colin. I'll be, hey, Colin.
Hey, maybe we can arrange Colin, meeting us up there.
We'll get Colin on.
Okay, we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yes.
In the meantime, WKRP Montrose, thank you guys for joining and listening. Cousin Curtis.
Hey, guys.
Thank you so much for
Thanks.
being here, sir.
It's been a blast.
You're
man.
amazing.
Top
That
to
was
bottom.
awesome.
What a great time.
Yep.
Hell yeah.